from Charlotte, North Carolina, at a combined weight of over 660 pounds, Rody Rob, Adam Bomb, Bionic Brian, the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast.
All right, and welcome to another edition of the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. We think it's episode number 552. We don't really know. But we're going to be talking...
That sounds wrong.
It sounds wrong? All right. Well, anyway, we're going to be talking about night 2 of Fyter Fest and the Great American Bash. Side by side, across the table from me, behind plexiglass, is Rody Rob.
Hi, actually, I'm not with you at all. I'm at the pirate ship of the Goonies. That's where I'm at right now. I'm in that cave.
Oh, watch out for the deleted scene with the octopus.
Yeah, I know.
And Brian is trying to be the new rockers. I don't know.
The new.
Yeah, the new rockers.
The new.
With a NU.
The new.
NU.
Like new. Yeah, like new metal.
You and the
new rockers.
New.
Who wear Jenkos and
Yeah,
hey,
this
everybody,
isn't going
how you
anywhere.
doing? Thanks for having me,
joining us
Adam
on
and Rody Rob.
If you're joining us on Facebook, we're part of the AEW discussion group there. We're going to be talking all about both shows tonight, though, so you don't have to just be an AEW fan, but we welcome you there.
Hey, can I give a shout-out? We haven't given a shout-out to somebody in a long time, and I thought we should do that. We give a shout-out to our original family, the first ones that took us in and gave us shelter and spread our name, the Electronic Media Collective. electronicmediacollective.com. Yeah, it's a mouthful. Make sure you go there, check out all their great podcasts and content. We love those guys.
Yep.
Excellent. And also, if you're on our YouTube Live chat board, we got Soji. We have Stykes there. Estrada making an appearance. Bus is there. Others are still filing in.
Dyke Leather, for God's sake. Dyke Leather, you have to announce how he's a Hall of Famer.
I did.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, and Soji, I want him in timeout. I'm just still mad at him.
Oh, for spoiling the Keith Lee.
Yeah. Soji, a.k.a. the false finisher ruiner. Anyway, so we're going to go side by side. We're going to do mostly match for match. I'm going to switch things up when we get to the fourth match and do kind of the comparison. But otherwise, we're going to stick to the card side by side. Just a quick hot take. I don't know, Brian, Rob, if either one of you will agree with me here. Thought night 1 was better for both products. Despite
as a whole.
As a whole, I would agree.
Yeah, as a whole, I would agree.
As a whole.
As a black hole sun.
Brian?
No, I disagree. I think tonight's episode of, at least on the AEW side, I thought it was better than last week's.
Really?
I did. I thought every single. I mean, aside from the squash match, of course.
So you got Nia Rose's match.
Paige and Omega and Best Friends is better than. I mean, we're about to dissect it all. So I guess just wait.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I don't want to wait.
Well, we don't have to wait because that is the first match here tonight, Rob, on the AEW side. So let's start there. Private Party.
Yeah.
Versus Paige and Omega.
Yeah.
I hate to beat a dead horse, but you know me with my dead horses that I beat here.
Oh no.
Omega and Paige are having to wait for spots for Private Party to do their thing. It wasn't. They're still not organic enough. Very talented. In no way am I shitting on them. I think they have a bright future. I've said this, but when the guy has to stand there and wait for you to do his move, you're telegraphing too much.
Yeah, and it's not like it's one time in the match. It's actually more the majority of the match.
Yeah.
Stuff set up, you'd stuff set up.
It's more like 1 or 2 times where it's not.
Who are you referring to right now?
He's talking
Private
about
Party.
Private Party.
Private Party. Okay, that's something that you guys have been saying for a while. And again, I really didn't see that much of it. I feel like it's getting less and less as weeks go on. Like, at least can you give them that?
No.
I'll give them that they've gotten. Yeah, they definitely since they first started AEW.
I'm not
to now.
No, Brian's talking about spots, Rob.
No. I'm talking. No. We're
No.
talking about them telegraphing shit. Yes, there still is those moments. There still are those moments where they're telegraphing through the match, and I completely 100% agree with you, Adam. But I'm also going to give props for Brian as well and say that they have gotten better when it comes to it, but it's still very apparent in my eyes. Brian, my complaint about AEW tag team matches, Brian, continues to be not the talent. It's they're fucking confusing.
Why? What's so hard to keep up with? You have the referee.
No.
He or she is controlling the action.
No.
They're using their discretion.
Okay. No.
Okay.
Wait. I want to get on Rob's point here because I've got some facts here. Omega tried to throw out Mark Wynn. Tried to throw him out, and he's the legal guy. Mark Wynn thankfully didn't go out, so they could do the finisher and end the match. But imagine even the competitors don't know. And I'll just jump ahead in the 8-man tag. That was a clusterfuck too. They didn't know who to pin there either. So you have to. I mean, there has to be some regulations.
Yeah,
here.
or else they just got to change the division. No longer call it the tag team champions. Just call them the team champions.
Well, you guys sound so sour.
No, there's no tags.
No. We're not souring on it. It's hard to keep track of as a person who's sitting here analyzing it.
I'll give it to
maybe just call them all tornado tags.
I'll give it to the Dark Order match. I mean, there was more real prevalent tag team. But that had to work with the story they're playing.
Exactly.
But it shouldn't be that way. Though. It's a fucking tag team match.
No,
right?
I will say they are much looser with the rules, right?
Oh.
Than other companies. So I guess when you're watching it back to back like that, especially on Wednesdays, I guess it does kind of stick out a lot.
Well, but shouldn't this be one of those things that's a rule? Like in football, 10 yards is a first down.
Yeah, no matter XFL, NFL, the CFL, anywhere.
Yeah,
right. A 3 count is what ends it. Why are you changing the tag rules?
Yeah, why not, bro? It's a totally different.
Yeah. I know
right?
we're being petty, but I mean, this is what we do on this show. We're being critical here.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to
match
extend,
itself was perfectly fine.
If you want to extend the time period, if I can jump into the conversation before you move on.
We're not moving on.
The match itself, or the rule of the 5-second rule, how you normally have in tag team matches, if they want to bump that up to 10, that's awesome. Do that. And occasionally you're going to break that rule. I get that, right? But there is nothing. I mean, there's nothing. There's one tag at the beginning of the match, and then it's like, you know what? Everybody just go crazy.
It didn't TNA for a while, Brian, have a 20-second or 20 count?
No, that sounds crazy. I want to say WCW. No, I know.
WCW
they just would count it faster.
They had a 20 count on the outside.
On the outside.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
A 20 count on the outside.
That was that's not what you were talking. You were
no,
talking
that wasn't what you were talking about.
That's not what we were talking about, Adam. So
no, I was saying though that's a rule change that you can do, and who cares?
Okay.
You don't go, oh, now it's a 2 count,
well,
or now it's a 4 count.
WCW,
that's
NWA
a rule you can't change, is my point.
WCW, NWA, they were always 20, so they didn't change it necessarily. And WWF was always 10. So.
Well, I'm saying that difference is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Cool.
Anyway.
Whatever, man.
Yeah.
So it was a good match. On the NXT side, we're gonna lead off with the street fight. Candice and Mia. There was, if we're going to be critical on Private Party, there were some telegraphed moments in that match, but not the finisher. I didn't see that one coming. I thought the table they were on was going to be the spot.
It's appropriate. It's appropriate to pull it out when it's something that happens on the consistent basis, right? They had some telegraph spots in this match. Sure, every match does.
True.
But when it's the same people doing it every time, that's when you got to say, okay, maybe we need to work on that. So
that's fair.
Yeah. Look, the Candice and did you watch Great American Bash at all, Brian?
I did.
Oh.
I did. I missed the like
color
last
me
half-ish.
Surprised. You missed the last half of Great American Bash?
No, like the last quarter or so. Yeah.
You didn't watch fucking Keith Lee and Adam Cole? What kind of fucking wrestling fan are you?
What happened? Okay. Because someone runs a sloppy shop over there. I already knew what the fucking results were.
No, that's true. It's still a good match. You still want to watch the match, though. Dude.
Wait.
Oh, I know.
Hold on.
What?
AEW was leaked as well. Don't act like the sloppy shop comment only applies to WWE.
Man. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It was taped. There were leaks.
He's so fucking biased.
No, I know there were leaks. But unfortunately, that was the one that got leaked. I tried to stay away, but that was the only one that actually got leaked.
You know what didn't get leaked?
What?
Butcher's keg. He was still able to drink that, but we'll get to that one later.
Bro.
Yeah. Look, I honestly, we said last week that we thought that last week was Mia's probably best match so far in her tenure. And I thought that she continued that streak tonight. I thought this match was fantastic. And get through all the good spots in the middle. I'm not going to read them down like some other fucking podcasters do because, I don't do that. But that finisher, That was that swinging neck breaker down on
the swinging neck breaker on the pile of chairs.
That was nuts. So fucking kudos to those girls for that, man. That's awesome. Good for you.
Yeah.
I definitely like the ending. We gotta pick the winner here. Do we want to go to the board first?
Go ahead.
Let's see. We got
show.
somebody new here, Malk Gooley. Hey, what's going on, man?
Malk Gooley.
He says, "Sorry, I haven't been on as much. I love NXT show this week."
Oh yeah. Ghoulies, I love that movie.
Soji says, "I felt like how the table had candy on it when Candace fell on it. Yeah, it had fruit and there was a bunch of stuff on that
table. Was gimmicked to fuck, dude.
Oh yeah,
you know it was. You know it was.
And Hillbilly Wren also joining us. Salvetti, he says, "Rest in peace, XFL again."
Is he over there? I got him on the Facebook board too.
Did it die again?
Caution.
Oh,
so he definitely thought day 2 of Fyter Fest was better as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And Perfect 11 says he's matching you, Brian. He missed the first half of NXT, so
yeah, Daniel Price.
He's the opposite.
I did.
All right,
Critters.
we'll fill in the pieces then.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm gonna go with the street fight. No disrespect to Private Party and Omega. I know this was thrown together because of they needed something to replace, I guess, Mox and Cage, so they had them do double duty
challenges.
But this there was no false finish love for me here. I knew Omega and Page were winning the whole time.
Yeah, I'm going to echo you. I'm going to give it to the women on the street fight. I'm sorry. I like Private Party. I do. They're fun, but they're exhausting at the same time. And it was hard to kind of the last part of that match was okay, but I can't keep my full focus on it. It's too much.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for us to focus.
Yeah, I'm old. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. What?
You gonna make your pick?
I mean,
make my pick.
2-0.
Make my pick for what?
Go for it.
For this? Sorry, I'm totally out of it. I had Marty Jannetty fucking. Anyway, so I'm gonna go with NXT. Actually, I really enjoyed that women's match. That table spot was fucking great, and my God, that finish onto the chairs was awesome. I got to go with NXT.
He's clearly reading like.
No, man, I'm telling you. Look,
really?
I have notes. Look, I have notes, brother.
You don't have.
He's got another window open.
I've got notes.
Yeah.
I've got notes.
So NXT took the 1-0 lead last week, but they came close in the finish because of the overall, but they didn't catch back up. Will they do it tonight? We got number 2 here, the curtain jerk. Rob, you might want to get a sound effect ready for this one. We're going to start with Fyter Fest. We got Lance Archer against Joey Janela. And I want you to tell me or tell our audience.
Just bad boy Joey Janela, and I couldn't agree more.
I want you to start this one because you were the one who made the point when we were watching it.
I don't know if I'm going to remember what point I made, but
it was about the offense.
The offense?
Yes.
How I wish that he would not have any offense and he just gets squashed.
Well, no, how you? Yeah, I mean, it seemed weird that and Lance Archer's not been booked well here, even in the victory.
No, I would have brought Lance Archer out here and just completely stepped all over Joey Janela, just his fat little doughy body, just complete, just all up in him, just and then quick match. It was
you
much.
could still do the Sunny Kiss spot.
Yeah, sure, you can still do that. I mean,
no,
they're just look. He's supposed to be a monster. He's supposed to be one of the monsters on the division. And I'm sorry if you love Joey Janela, that's fine. I don't hate you, and I'm sure he's a nice enough guy, right? I'm not a fan.
And Brian, he's not saying against Joey Janela. He's saying Lance Archer should have squashed him.
But for that reason, that Lance Archer should have come in there. I mean, he's not exactly the star of the league, Joey Janela. He shouldn't be somebody who takes you fucking to your limits if you're Lance Archer
and gets false finishes.
Right. I could see a couple of offensive moves from Joey Janela and then it'd be over. But yeah, that was. You're not doing Archer any favors by letting Joey Janela get that close on him.
Even with like the outside interference with Sunny Kiss getting involved.
That was at the end.
That should have been the one moment of shine that Joey had is when Sunny helped him.
Yeah, I mean
that should have been it. After that, it should have been Lance completely controlling everything,
stomping the life out of him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know I'm not going to persuade you guys about this one specifically, but I could see where you're coming from as far as the length of the match. Maybe it could have been a little bit shorter, but I think with everything with Sunny Kiss, I mean, I know you said that he got involved towards the end, but I mean, also, fucking Lance was coming out with him, shoulders, and then like in the middle of the match, he kicked him right in the fucking gut.
3 minutes bell to bell. 3 minutes bell to bell, Brian. That's all that needed. 3 minutes bell to bell. That's it.
I feel like you guys are being petty.
No.
On
the other side, we got Bronson Reed and Tony Nese in a, I guess, showcase match. This is weird to me because this is supposed to be a special event, Great American Bash. We have, I mean, no disrespect to either man or the match, but tell me why I give a fuck here. I've never seen their little feud. They showed a quick little vignette right beforehand of what happened somewhere else. I'm confused by it.
Who are you talking about?
I don't even know. Tony Nese and Bronson Reed.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Where'd this come from? I don't care. I don't care. I
don't know either.
I hate to be petty, but they've done nothing to sell Bronson Reed to me. He's a big dude. Right. He's good in the ring.
My one note for this match says no disrespect,
but
it
why?
Just
seems like it was just kind of thrown together.
Yeah. So, and Tony Nese to me is like if you could make vanilla more vanilla, vanilla extra vanilla, that's Tony Nese. I just no love there.
Yeah, I mean, and Bronson Reed finally gets a win, I guess, is the one thing here. On the board,
one thing.
Soji says it was good, kind of over Nese. Anaconda Vice is here. He says Reed and Needs was awful. Yikes. He means Nese. He can't type. Your typing skills is yikes. Yikes. And then I think Archer and Cage should be a future tag team. Taz and Jake team up as managers. That is from Soji. I don't know what he's smoking.
What is he saying? I think Archer and Cage. Oh.
Yeah.
As in, and they could be like co-dads.
I mean, AEW doesn't book big guys well so far. Why not team them together?
Yeah.
My two dads. That's their new team name.
I like that. Joey Janela can be their illegitimate child.
Anyway, though, my vote's going to be quick here. I know, Brian, you think that we're going to hate on Joey Janela for life or anything like that, and Lance Archer, but what NXT had to offer here was not even quantifiable.
Yeah.
Okay.
AEW wins.
Good.
Yeah, I agree. As much as it pains me to give this pick, I'm going to go ahead and say
just the bad boy Joey Janela, and I couldn't agree more.
Say it.
Brian can't hear it.
Brian, you want to make it a sweep?
Say, I'm sorry. Okay.
I played Joey, so yeah.
I figured you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was a good match. I really better than what was on NXT. I'll say that.
Okay. Anyway, switching it up. We're into match number 3. We're tied at 1. We've got Gargano and Swerve, very similar to Bronson Reed and Tony Nese. It's a why do I care match. Did you give me this?
Why?
This
wasn't booked. Are you just trying to? I felt like this, Rob, we're trying to put these guys out because we think you're tuning in for the main event.
That makes sense from a business standpoint. That absolutely makes sense. Let's put out some of our lesser
logic I have here.
Yeah.
And Swerve looked good. Of course, Johnny got the win.
Right.
But that's what I felt this was thrown in there. Johnny hasn't been on. Swerve hasn't been on. Go out there and put on a match.
Yeah.
Sure. So wait, how come you don't have a problem with that one, but you kind of with Bronson Reed and Tony Nese, it's a problem?
Because you do it twice. You get a pass in one time.
And also you got Johnny Gargano, which he love him or hate him, he's a well-known, right? You know him.
Yeah.
So you can somewhat connect with him and you can get through his match because you know him.
All right, I'll give you that.
Yeah, Bronson Reed and Tony Nese, either you don't care or you don't know.
Or you don't care and you don't know.
Well, that too.
The other thing is, Brian, there's 6 matches on the Great American Bash side. Only 3 were advertised ahead of time. This is a true special event. You should have the whole card laid out like AEW did. Call it petty on the NXT side, but we knew night 1 and night 2, with the exception of the Mox Cage change. I get that. That's, hard subject to change. I get it.
Man, I miss the crowd. I miss the crowd so much.
Me too.
But on the other side, we have one of the 3 tag matches that was on tonight. We've already talked about one. We have Butcher and Blade and the Lucha Brothers versus FTR and the Bucks. Brian, why don't you start here?
Ooh. First of all, I want to say I'll start on the AEW side.
Well,
what's that? What'd you say?
Take a breath. You're like, woo, okay.
No,
hey.
I did. No, I mean, on the AEW side, that tag match, holy shit. First of all, I love what JR said about Butcher. He said that, I hear that he's a bass player in a rock band. And fucking Excalibur had to correct him and be like, he's actually the guitar player for Every Time I Die, and I mean, it was fucking hysterical.
I think he was drunk tonight. He fell off the apron.
Who'd you think was no?
The
He's always
that.
drunk.
I didn't see that.
The butcher.
Butcher's always drunk, man.
He's not drunk. He's fucking straight edge.
No,
first of all.
he's tanked,
No.
man.
Well, he's blown up.
No.
Totally.
He can be straight edge all he wants.
He dropped the case of natural ice.
Long story short, that match, I mean, just all the
This
different
camera angle
tags
sucks.
and FTR fucking mixing it up with the Bucks, and they were able to coexist and doing each other's finishing moves throughout the match. I mean, it was just talk about 8-man tag matches. There's a ton of shit going on. I mean, there was a lot going on in this one. It was kind of like a car wreck, but I mean, they fucking hit everything.
What about all the FTR Buck combos? They did
That's
the tribute.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah,
Okay.
all the like how they were able to coexist and how they were able to do like each other's moves.
But they lost.
Yeah, I know, but that's okay. I mean, it was still a good match. But also, fucking Nick Jackson taking a destroyer to the outside.
Okay,
was insane.
that was absolutely insane.
Fucking nuts.
Now, real quick on that thought, Bucks also took the pin, so there's that. I have no problem with this match as a whole, Brian. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But I am so much more excited for next week, FTR versus Lucha Brothers in a normal tag match.
Me too. Yeah, but I mean, this was a nice little treat of what things to come in the tag division for AEW. I love it.
Salivating.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, I'm just echoing some generic fucking words here, but really excited about that match. I mean, the fact that number one, I like FTR because they do bring that more traditional tag team wrestling that I enjoy, where you tag people, and you do double teams at moments. But then you have just enough of the high fly in the spots with the Lucha Brothers, and they can still play on the mat. So I think this is going to be one of the better wrestling matches we've seen since the earlier NXT days.
And that's the other thing. FTR can sell the high flying moves, even though they don't do them themselves. They can sell it. So, and like you said, Lucha can do on the mat. So this is going to be a nice mix of styles. I'm really excited about it.
Oh, absolutely, man! It's gonna be fucking great. Dude, I can't wait. This is what tag wrestling should be like, and this is why FTR have been causing such a fucking. What'd you say?
Tagging? You
mean
then they
tagging.
tag. They tag.
Oh yeah. Well, no. I mean, just
sometimes
everything. Yeah, like all like the little like misdirections that they do, and they attack the guy that's just waiting for the tag in the corner. Just all the little stuff. It just, I love it. It's so good. Yeah.
Brian went to the Enzo class.
Maybe they did all this just Rob. Maybe they did all this and put all 8 guys here just so that Butcher would be less blown up.
I thought it was going to be an intervention.
Oh,
did you guys see his hair? His hair fucking rules. I love it.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you drink on quarantine.
Your hairline's getting there.
Mine? Excuse me.
I'm going to vote.
Look at this mop.
Let it go.
I'm going to vote AEW very clearly here. Over, I really liked the match that Gargano and Swerve did. My interest in Swerve was on an uptick for all the points Rob made about why I would watch the Gargano match more than the Bronson Reed one. But come on, the other was hell,
Yeah,
Well, you know,
Rob.
That's copyright infringement right there.
I'm gonna give, and there's no competition on NXT side. I'm gonna give it to AEW. I mean, I had an 8-man tag match, and 3 out of 4 of the tag teams I like, so that's good. I can go with that.
3 of the 4.
Yeah.
Who's the fourth?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Butcher and Blade. I mean, I love watching drunk people stumble. I like Lucha Brothers. They're fucking awesome. And FTR is fucking also amazing. So
are you fucking kidding me?
Hey, personal preference, bro. They're nice guys.
I assume you're voting for AEW since you're
Of course I am.
Yeah.
Of course
Of course he is.
On the board real quick, Soji says, so AEW isn't going to have a paid pay-per-view this month. When they charge us $50 for the other ones, they better not.
Yeah, while we're all at home, pulling up pennies to pay our bills. Yeah.
So let's see. Daniel Price says, so that's why they call them tag teams. Thanks, Rob. Captain Obvious there.
Well, I'm saying,
we haven't seen Captain Obvious in a while.
You know what, smart ass, and call Cody and fucking tell him that then. if it's so obvious.
And Jay Hayes says, I love that FTR and Bucks didn't fall into enemy tagging tropes.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't.
see?
They didn't show any animosity,
I like
Nothing.
with each other, or those
Yeah.
hard tags when people don't want to be a team.
Yeah, no, I like the fact that they're keeping it real calm, cool, and collected with the ultimate goal of beating the shit out of each other. I really do
Right.
like that.
All right, so AEW is up 2-1. Moving on,
Heyo.
this is where I'm going to get a little creative,
Ooh.
and I'm going to switch match 4 to 5 and 5 to 4 for each show, just because it matches up better.
Nobody knows. Go ahead.
Nyla Rose
Mm.
against 2 chicks,
Mm.
and Kyla King was one of them. The reason I said 2 chicks is because I didn't get the name of the other one.
Women wrestlers.
I apologize.
You didn't get the name of the other one.
Yeah.
Do you have their names, Brian? You're the
Nyla
No,
Rose.
I mean, I'm the what? He's the host.
Nyla Rose
Right.
was in a. She was in a handicap match.
Yeah.
And on the other side, and it was a squash. Obviously, Nyla Rose won. On the other side, we have another squash. Unfortunately for Brian, it was one of his many wives, Santana
What?
Garrett, that got pinned
Oh,
and
got
squashed.
fed. Got fed. Like
Yeah,
got fed to.
That's right.
Yes.
Mercedes Martinez.
Fed to her. Here. But hey, don't let's not forget to point out here that Mercedes Martinez making her return as a heel and a full-fledged. There is no question about it. She's a heel.
Absolutely. My question is, where does she fit with, like someone like Raquel Gonzalez, who seemingly has a very similar gimmick?
No, I mean, I don't think she's as similar. She's more of a heavy? Like, isn't she kind of still?
But Mercedes Martinez is being built as like the next Shayna, is what I.
No, not even a little bit.
I don't think
you're
that much.
so
Yeah,
fucking
that's too
wrong.
much.
No,
Maybe it was just the
different
gear.
styles.
Maybe it was just the gear.
Yeah,
whatever.
man. Come on.
My bad.
You ever notice Daniel Price on the YouTube live chat board? He's so sensitive.
Why? What'd you do?
No, he said something, and I jumped back at him. He's like, I was just joking, Rob. Jeez. Like, God, I'm just throwing it back to you, man. Throwing it back to you, bro.
Yeah.
Balls.
Like ping pong paddle, yeah.
Take your ball and go home.
Rob always hurts my feelings. Go ahead.
Mm.
Go ahead, boss.
It's a Golda sighting.
Oh, Golda.
So
Wow.
Brian,
Kenzie
you get it.
Page and Killin King. Kylan King?
Kylan?
Kyla King.
Killin King.
Killing in the name
I don't
of.
know how to spell it. I mean, I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's too many K's to repeat.
Well, there's only one.
Bulls on parade.
And then a second one after it.
All right.
What's next, boss man?
We got a vote here. Nyla Rose's squash or Mercedes squash?
Mercedes wins.
I agree,
Oh.
because I don't know why you would kill 2 people to force Nyla back into the number 1 contendership against Sheeta. Sheeta took the title. Let her move away. You could
No,
have,
she already was. She already was the number 1 contender.
Okay, well, even worse. Let her move
Yeah.
away. Let Sheeta have a title run here.
You're not.
Let them be separated. Nyla is the worst booked of all the people, I think, on the program, because she loses to them, then she beats them, and then
Yeah.
she's back against them.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, it kind of sounds like you're 50-50.
No, I was
argument.
trying to break in there. I
Exactly.
was trying to, Adam, you got to break on through the other side. You got to wait till he finishes 4 thoughts until you can get your one in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to finish my thought. You get mad 'cause
No, you
can't
did like
remember yours
no,
when I interrupt.
Yeah, because you go through like 3 different thoughts of the same topic, and you should, rather than having
I was making
a generic
my point.
conversation
Check the
going back
tape.
and forth. It's okay. No, it's all good. It's all
I
good.
know.
Nyla Rose does not need to be here. Nyla Rose has already been created into the monster. We
Yes.
already know this. This part, and I'm making my point now. Adam. This part
I'm
advances. This part advances her in zero kind of a fucking way. If you're going to throw somebody in at what you think is going to be a highly viewed program, this is where, like NXT did, maybe not in the best of manners, but this is where you probably could get some of that new talent out there, or some infrequently used talent, and let them showcase a little bit. I mean, if it's going to be a bathroom break, then, at least give them the opportunity to have that match. Nobody cares about Nyla beating up 2 people. We've seen this. So
You're not wrong.
And we've actually, I believe, seen her beat each one of them individually. I know she's fought King before.
Exactly. Well, that was a gimmick, I think, because she beat them previously on, what was it, Dark or episodes of Dynamite?
I don't know. I just think Rob's point. She's established. Why are you doing this?
damn right.
Right.
So Brian, who do you vote for?
Man. You know what? I'm going to defend the Shield. I'm going with AEW.
All right,
Even though it was a squash match, on
was a squash
bigger
match
show.
on both sides.
It was still free. It was still a free show. We didn't have to fucking pay a dime for it, so you weren't wasting any money. So
I don't think I consider the NXT side a squash. I mean, yeah. I mean, she beat her convincingly.
Santana Garrett didn't get much offense.
She beat her convincingly. I agree with that. But there was still a structure to the match. There was still some story being told. It wasn't just go in there, whoop somebody's ass, and drop them, and take the win. I mean, you were paying attention to her in the way she was presenting herself, in addition to beating the shit out of her opponent.
Yeah, but Rob did not. What do you call it?
I don't know. You tell me.
Sorry, the board's talking about Nyla's announcement after. I forgot about that she said she wants to get a manager. She's not going to tell us who yet.
Who would be her manager?
But she wants to get a manager.
who would be her manager?
I put on Twitter that I think Moppy is a great candidate.
Horrible. Moppy?
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's pretty. No.
It's not even a good dad joke. Horrible.
No. Moppy went through the fucking wood chopper anyway.
You're better than that.
No, Moppy's resurrected like Child's Play. We're on like part 5.
Raven put Moppy in the fucking wood chipper. Check.
I'm thinking, what's the dude that played Tyrion Lannister?
Who? Lannister?
Yeah, who played him? Peter Dinklage. That's what I want to see. That for Nyla's manager.
Okay. Oh, it's a crossover.
Yeah, Game of Thrones crossover.
Yeah.
Is he still going to be the same character from Game of Thrones?
Oh, he would have to be.
Fuck yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, he'll drink with Butcher backstage as prep.
Yes.
Oh my god, he doesn't fucking drink.
Just make sure he stays in character.
Straight edge.
So anyway, we got a tie 2-2. On to number 5. Got some fun ones here.
Don't be so excited about it. On to number 5.
No, I was looking down. We got some fun ones. We got 2 6-man tags head-to-head here. That's why I switched it up. So we had the women against women. Drake and Breezango against Escobar, Wild, and Mendoza. On the other side, we got SCU and Dark Order. Both are telling a story. One is with the Drake firing and beating down and turning heel and all that. The other is we're trying to get Colt to join the heel faction.
Right.
Rob,
Yeah.
where do you want to start?
I love of all the things on AEW. Real quick, I'm gonna jump into this. Anaconda Vice, you can put your guess down on the board. I'm not gonna say it on the mic. Put a guess on the board, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. So I really like I know it's the Mr. McMahon thing, right? And I don't know if he's still going fully with that angle, but the fact that it's a really perfect and true manipulation that they're showing them do to Colt Cabana. I love that. Let him have the pin, even though you set it up. Let him have the pin. Beat him up, and it make it seem like somebody else did it.
The psychology.
Yeah, the psychology of this storyline is a fantastic wrestling storyline, and I'm loving every minute of it. I'm still a little pissed off, a little salty that they brought Brody in and threw him right at the title, and he had to lose it. A little salty about that. But as far as this Colt Cabana thing, and remember, I've never seen Colt Cabana in a serious storyline. For me, it's always been, fucking comedy shows with Colt Cabana. So me seeing him in a real storyline, in a really good storyline too, that really works for his character. Whoever wrote this did it. Bravo! This is a great story.
And like Rob said, I wish Brody would have debuted doing something like this on his road, and then maybe he could fight for the title later.
Right.
Brian, what'd you think about Colt's hips?
His hips. I mean, I'm a hip professional. I mean, his looked like they were, pretty seriously injured, but that's what did it for me. That promo before the match. I mean, Brody almost forcing Colt to go out there. I mean, not really saying that he has to go out there, but insinuating that he should. Mm-hmm. And it was almost like another kind of nod over at WWE, how Vince always kind of, like, for instance, CM Punk. He's one of those guys where Vince apparently would just kind of march out there, even though he was saying that he was hurt, he didn't feel well. So there's another kind of just similarity between, like, the whole world in WWE and how Brody Lee is playing off of Mr. McMahon. And I love how Colt is fucking just reacting to it too, and just all the stuff they did in the match too, and Colt kind of being hesitant about throwing punches. It was awesome. It was great. It was so good. And then him picking up the win, like you said, just all of it was just, I loved it. That actually was one of my favorite matches of the night, just because it wasn't the best match, but like story-wise, it was great.
Yeah, storyline, the build, and where it went, all the points Rob made was very parallel to the Vince, all the points you made. I loved it. On the other side, the Drake thing, while he's been tangling with Escobar since the tournament and Escobar has a faction, I feel like Breezango was just thrown in there. I do want to steal a point that Rob made in the show that people just keep forgetting and overlooking. Fandango is fucking talented.
He's so talented. I get it. He's the comedy thing with the Breezango or whatever for
Fashion
Breeze.
Police.
I've enjoyed all of it, right? I've enjoyed everything that they've done, even to this point. They've never gotten old or stale with me. They've always been fun. I look at Fandango and I'm like, man, there's so much talent there that could have been used in so many different ways.
Is Tyler Breeze the Jannetty holding him down? Or is he the Al Snow holding Jannetty down?
Or is it two Jannettis?
No, Fandango. I like both of them. But, I mean, they've only sniffed a tag title. And it's weird because Fandango had that huge entrance, Brian, where he debuted winning against Jericho.
Yeah, beating an
Mania.
AEW world champion. That's right. Mm-hmm.
I'm salty here.
Is he
Anyway, Drake, they lose. Drake gets pinned. It is what it is. It's Drake had his moment in the sun, and now that he's back, it's same old, same old. I got to vote Dark Order. I mean, like Brian said, the story of the night, not beyond the match.
No,
it's not even close.
It's not even close. It's what Archer and Janela should have been. A fucking squash. Absolutely. AEW gets the point.
You're not talking about against SCU. You're talking about against the other side, NXT.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Brian,
No, right.
You want to make a clean sweep?
Yes, I do. Fucking AEW.
Yeah.
All right. Not even an argument.
All right. So before we get to the main event, I just want to round out what else happened on the show. Cody was eating wings and playing trivia. Cool. Darby had another vignette, which I have no problem them keeping him relevant, but can we make these slightly different?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Tegan and Io had a nice vignette for their feud next week. Imperium had a good vignette. Stone, Aaliyah, Shotzi, and Killian had a fun little moment that Rob was laughing his ass off.
Yeah, that made me laugh.
The Tank running over Robert Stone at the end.
I lost it. I hadn't even partaken in anything yet, and that had me fucking laughing when she ran over his leg.
And then there's two other things from AEW to round out. Big Swole being suspended, showing up, all that. She throws a piece of paper at Rebel, who throws her hands up and ends up hitting Britt. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm enjoying all that. Yeah.
And then, lastly, Taz crowns a new FTW champion.
Ooh. Yes. So fucking awesome.
I'm so glad that you're excited because me and Adam have no fucking clue.
Oh my God. So this goes back. This is an
like
old
the end of 8
original
millimeter to me.
This is an original ECW belt. So Taz debuted it back in when was it? 1998. And it's almost kind of like, if I can kind of compare it to something, it'd almost be like the $1 Million Championship with Ted DiBiase in WWF.
What's it stand for again?
Say it again.
What's it stand for again?
Fuck the world.
Fuck
FTW.
the world. Okay.
So, and I don't know if you guys know, but Tony Khan, he's a huge ECW mark. Like back in the day, he used to go to shows and stuff. So, I mean, for him to be able to pull this out and have this as like an original nod from the like ECW, I'm sure he's fucking stoked about this.
Okay,
and I mean, as am I. This is awesome.
Is this going to be like Archer, like Hager, like Brody, where they've got this guy that's being built as this big monster and hasn't done anything here? Is he going to beat Mox? And number two, is there a chance that Mox says, hey, let him have the title. I want to go be with my wife for a little bit. Because, we know that she's one of the ones that tested positive. Right. So my point is, though, why are you just handing him this belt now? This is something that you could do 6 months from now, Brian, when he's not a contender for another belt.
Yeah, give me the – so here – help me here, Brian. All right. So I hear what you're saying. You're excited because it's a throwback to.
But it's almost like gimmick though. It's not like a real belt.
I mean, well, and again, I'm saying, to Adam's point, what's the purpose here? Are you excited just because it's good to see you again, nostalgia, Are you expecting something to come with this? Like if you saw the Hardcore Championship, you go, oh shit, we're gonna have hardcore matches again.
Like when
No,
Doink
I mean,
used
because
to
he doesn't have
appear.
to really put it on the line anytime. I mean, he can just kind of make his own rules. He's essentially his own GM. It's more of like bragging rights kind of thing. I know you guys don't really watch UFC. It's almost like the what is it, the BMF belt? I think they have the bad motherfucker, where it's not really an actual sanctioned belt from the UFC. But
Stike is explaining it better than Brian, who's pulling a Medine here. Stike says the FTW title was invented by Taz when he wasn't given an ECW title match against Shane Douglas.
Okay, so that is a lot like the $1 Million Belt.
that's what I just said. I said it's the fucking $1 million belt.
Yeah, no, I heard you, but I didn't believe you. So
Yeah, you didn't show your work.
dude,
You just said, hey,
Yeah.
believe me because I am biased.
yeah, you're so excited.
You asked me a question and I
Yeah,
gave you fucking
but
facts.
you're
What
so
do you want?
you're so little like giddy little. I think you're like playing with yourself right now. You seem so happy, and I couldn't understand anything you're saying. It's like on the damn team.
You just took that somewhere different.
I may or may not be wearing pants, but that's doesn't fucking matter, does
Hey,
it? I mean,
as long
still.
as you're at an anchor desk, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I got a table. I'm good.
All right, time for the main event. A spoiler alert, this is when we go on the consequence. This is an easy one. We don't have Mox. We don't have Cage like we just discussed. We've got OC, Orange Cassidy, taking on Jericho. Proud and Powerful, of course, get involved. Best friends there. Great match. I want to talk about not the match here, Brian, because people were talking about this when we first started to go on the air in the chats. Do you think that OC should have won tonight? Jericho should have taken the L. My argument was real quick. Jericho's in the rankings as a number one contender in the singles division. OC's not. It's too early.
Right.
You have to build up to get there.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I mean, it was a long enough match. What was it, about 20 minutes or so?
Yeah,
15, 20 minutes. So, I mean, it's not like it was by any means a total squash job. And not to mention, Jericho had the fucking inner circle on the outside. They had Santana fucking squirt the orange juice at Cassidy. So there's a lot of shit going on the outside, and it made Cassidy look strong as hell.
I don't know.
Even though he lost.
I don't know if I buy your argument though about the rankings on this. I mean, this was just a grudge match. It wasn't for the number one contendership, right?
No, I know, but you have Jericho in the hunt.
Right.
Cassidy's
but
not.
But he's not really in the hunt right now. No, he's not really. I mean, he'll be back in the hunt. We all agree with that. But right now, we get Brian Cage is this is just still kind of fresh. And I just don't see them going right back to Jericho
but
just
they
yet.
put a top 5 in place. He is number 5 on that top 5 is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy is not sniffing that contender rank that they've made up.
Yeah, I don't think him losing to Orange Cassidy would affect that ranking, maybe one spot, if anything. But it would still put him in the same position, storyline-wise, to get himself back up in there. In my opinion, Jericho's always been good about putting people over. He's always put people over, whether his decision or not. I think it was. I think putting Orange Cassidy over here would have done no damage to Jericho. It would have only helped Orange Cassidy. Jericho could have just thrown his fucking fit like he always does, and we laugh at him, and he goes on.
He could have said the ref wasn't looking.
I slipped on the orange juice. I mean, fucking, you can do a million things there.
He could have done the easy
Quick roll up.
Yeah.
Can I just say also, these two should be getting along, right? I mean, peanut butter and jelly, they're supposed to get along. Orange juice and champagne should be getting along.
Oh, yeah.
A mimosa. I love
Team Mimosa. I didn't even think of that.
That's good. Team Mimosa. Should
Right.
tweet that. Make that into a shirt, Brian. Team Mimosa.
Okay. Well, I'll make it Greg.
Greg.
No, Greg's
Greg,
not
if
on.
you're listening.
Greg's mic's not on, Brian. You can't talk to him.
Okay.
We gave him one earphone, so he's not even in stereo.
Yeah, and he's got to leave tomorrow anyway to go back to where he came from because he's quarantining back or something.
Yeah, he's got to go
Oh
back to.
no, that's fucking rough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going back to Atlanta, I guess.
Oh.
So fun match, great. OC looked good. On the other side, Adam Cole versus Keith Lee. Wow. This match had a lot of spots. I thought they did a really good job, Rob, of having Adam Cole basically knock down the tree trunk that Keith Lee is to lead to great false finishes.
Well, and you knew he was going to do it. I mean, that's kind of the built-in storyline there. It just depends on who tells it and how they tell it. And Adam Cole always tells his matches. He's one of the best in the business for really, keeping you in that match, in that story. Look, this is one of the matches, man, that just really made me miss having a crowd. Because you know that this crowd would have been edge of their seat, screaming at the top of their lungs, clapping and chanting and fucking, I mean, yeah, this match, this is a match that, honestly, if you would have asked me 6 months ago, who are two guys you want to see, do this match? I don't know if I would have thought of these two. And it's just a really well-done story, well done to the point, well done in the match. Just overall, fucking fabulous job at NXT. You've been dragging your ass a little bit, starting to develop new talent. This was a fucking home run for you.
Now, here's two things that could spin out of this. Number one, we talked about this already, that maybe Keith Lee is the face, gives up the North American, and they do a tournament, or who knows. But the other side, no Undisputed came out. Could Cole blame them?
Yes.
And break up?
Absolutely. I thought that.
Ugh.
Absolutely.
I hope not.
Why not? I mean, what if the other three stay together? What
The
if
other three?
Yeah, if Fish, Riley, and Strong stay together, they could be a very New Day-like crew, stay as the Undisputed.
Adam Cole goes solo.
No true leader like New Day.
Who plays the trombone?
But you see what I'm saying? The reason that New Day works is there's not like a true lead.
Right.
There is not a true lead if you take Adam Cole out of Undisputed.
Oh wait, you don't think Kofi's the lead?
No.
What? You're insane.
He went from the championship that Vince was forced to put on him back to the tag division.
He's
almost immediately.
That's not the story, though.
He's a seasoned veteran of the group, and Big E's the powerhouse. Xavier is clearly the leader.
What?
In terms of creativity, yes.
Oh, no. Whoa. Oh, my gosh.
Check the tape.
How do you get Xavier?
It's called up, up, down, down, left, right.
Yeah.
Because he has a big following on social network?
No, because he's the one that usually comes out as the mouthpiece.
So
all Kofi ever does is baby. I mean,
all right. So Mr. Fuji was at him and Yokozuna, and Mr. Fuji was the mouthpiece. So therefore,
it's not even comparable. It's not even.
What?
That's apples.
He was the mouthpiece.
No, that's
right?
sake and champagne. It's not even comparable.
Can we move on?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Keith Lee is the first time double champ, ends the historic over 400-day run of Adam Cole. Lots of rumors that Adam Cole might be free of his contract next month. Is there any truth to this, and is this partially so that we don't have a spitting Vince thing with Bret Hart recap, so they just needed to take the belt now?
You said that, and I don't buy that more because Hunter is more control of the creative of NXT, right? I mean, Vince might have an occasional moment here and there where he makes a suggestion. All right, suggestions. Listen.
Vince left the whole roster on the runway. You think Hunter had anything to do with that?
Yeah. Leave him there. Leave him.
No, he left the main roster on the run. We're talking about NXT right now. You're making my fucking point for me. Is what you're doing.
Okay.
I don't know why he always has to challenge me. I can't just.
I forgot Mansoor lives there. Gotcha.
Yeah. So. Fucking, I despise you sometimes. I forgot what I was saying. It doesn't matter.
I don't know what you were saying.
You were on point 2 of your 6-point plan.
Yeah.
1 point for every day.
Right.
What was your point? What was I coming back at you about?
I'm not going to set you back up.
What'd you think of the red, white, and blue confetti that fell into the ring, Rob?
Good. I mean, what do you want? I don't know. It's good.
Soji has something worthwhile saying. They said Seth may be going the Reigns route because of Becky's pregnancy and removing himself from TV because he's a big enough star to be able to do that, unlike some others. And maybe Cole's heading to Raw so that they have a name to come in. Maybe this is not a taking the title from him. This is a call-up finally.
That's exactly what I was going to say before you completely fucked me out of my point. It is.
No, it's Soji's point on the board.
You forgot it again.
No, that was my point before you read fucking Soji's point. I was going to say none of us has said anything about the possibility of him moving up and getting completely fucking destroyed on the main roster, but paid at the same time.
Get paid.
Heyday, motherfucker.
I mean, right now when you're going to the same building, I would want the paycheck.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to commit to the schedule. You're literally like, oh, I showed up here on Wednesday. Now I show up here on Monday for twice the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, but there's less. But I see he's staying with if he stays with WWE. What if he goes to AEW?
He's staying.
Well,
he's
Stike
staying.
and Buster
I know
saying
he's
signing
staying.
an
I
extension.
know. I'm just for argument's sake, Rob. Fuck.
He's a big fish. He's a big fish there. I mean,
Anaconda Vice says exactly what you say, Rob, which is rare. You are in agreement. He said the main roster plague is coming, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
Do we need to vote here?
No.
I love Orange Cassidy. I love Jericho. Sorry, you have a 2-champ situation. All the gold
NXT.
consequence out. Yeah, NXT. So we're gonna have a 3-3 battle.
Wait, I didn't vote.
What's your vote, Ryan?
It's 2-1 if you vote. But go ahead.
I'm gonna say AEW. Hey, my vote counts even if I lost.
Just make sure the one in November counts. That's all we care about.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Go fucking vote.
Fucking vote.
So we have to break our tie here. And I think all the extra stuff is how we'll break it. We just got really a couple vignettes and Aaliyah and Robert Stone to throw in there. We have the big swollen Brit, the Taz FTW, and the Darby vignette on the AEW side. If we got to break the tie right here, going into extra innings, who would win comparing the extra parts?
I would go NXT for the Aaliyah.
You did laugh a lot.
I was on the floor. That shit was funny when she ran over his leg with that tank.
But my counter to that, the Brit and Rebel thing was just as funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. I
think FTW puts AEW.
Oh, is that included? Is that included in this?
Yeah, it's all the extra stuff. We've done the matches. There were 6 matches on each side, and it's 3-3, Brian. So now we're adding the extra stuff that was beyond the match. And FTW, I believe that the big swollen Brit is equal to the Aaliyah Robert Stone Shotzi thing. But I think you throw the FTW in there, and that's the difference. Imperium's vignette was good. Darby's vignette was a little tired. I think that's where the ending is.
Colts promo was great too.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
What, is that not included? Is that not extra?
No, it doesn't need to be. He was in a match. We've already talked about it.
Yeah, I mean everything he does
Fair enough.
counts towards his match.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Right.
Fair enough. I just want to get an idea
talk
of what
about
your
Candice
rules are.
and Johnny when they cut their promo and go, "Oh, we got some unfinished business before we go get." I didn't talk about that. So,
all right.
Who's your vote, Brian?
Like you said, with the FTW belt, I'm a fucking ECW mark myself. I love it. Plus, like the Brit stuff, yeah, man, I'm going AEW. And who on the NXT side, Robert Stone reminds me of Ari Gold. Did you ever watch? The fuck was it?
Entourage.
Thank you. Yeah, he's does. Like almost like exactly, but it's great. Like he does the character so well.
He does.
The overall score, by the way, of the combined nights is 7-4, AEW by a landslide. But now I still want to ask you guys who won Wednesday here, because I want to take both nights, everything that happened as a whole, not just we've broken it down side by side. Now as a whole. Rob, who would you pick is the winner of Fyter Fest versus Great American Bash?
Oh man, this is a tough one.
It really is.
I've got to go. I think I got to go NXT. I think I got to go Great American Bash. I thought I thought Fyter Fest had a lot of good moments, but I also thought there was a lot of moments, like really like moments. I'll say NXT was 100% perfect either. I think the matches were bigger for NXT, and not having a championship belt, which is no fault of their own, not having the title on AEW, I think hurt this 2-week extravaganza. So I'm gonna go NXT overall.
I totally agree with both of your points, Brian.
Again, I'm gonna have to go with AEW. Just aside from the squash match that from tonight, I feel like just both weeks, it was almost kind of must watch. And I know you guys kind of But as silly as the Jericho and Orange Cassidy stuff leading up to it was, like just the match itself, I thought delivered. It was a great main event for a Wednesday. Just it wasn't even a pay-per-view. This was just a Wednesday.
What happened to Tyson?
Say it again.
What happened to Tyson?
Who cares?
No, I'm glad,
yeah,
I'm glad it went away.
Him, right?
But
I think everyone just forgot about him. I totally forgot about him. What happened to fucking Raccoon Eyes is what I want to know.
Oh,
that guy was wild. But yeah, AEW gets my vote for both.
Surprise.
All right, so I gotta break the tie. Here's my take of what you guys didn't cover. The Great American Bash, hands down, rebuilt, in the wake of Charlotte, the women's division. Io and Sasha's match was a classic. The Fatal 4-Way that they bookended on the front side of night one was also great. And then you have what happened tonight, the street fight. I really enjoyed that. Obviously, the two belts, Adam Cole, Keith Lee, would probably win hands down against everything else that was on both cards. With that said, AEW as a whole put out a better effort. The parts of NXT like Bronson Reed and Tony Nese, no disrespect to you guys, not connected, had no reason to connect. Swerve, yeah, I'm starting to look at you, but why are you here in a pay-per-view? Why wasn't this just a normal Wednesday instead of a special event? And the fact that you didn't book it ahead of time was kind of weird too. Rhea was a throwaway with Aaliyah and Robert Stone last week. And then the six-man tag, Breezango and Drake. I would have rather seen Escobar and Drake wrestle and had the other two guys just outside, maybe to whatever. I'm just saying there was a lot of poor booking choices to round out the NXT overall for me. And AEW didn't have that. Like Brian said, there was just the Nyla, if I was to be petty about something. And they had to get around the fact that, Mox, COVID, this is real world. I can't hold that against them. So I'm going to say AEW.
Hey, look at that. Would you look at that?
Soji says, I can't give it to AEW because the women are pathetic compared to NXT. That's true in terms of a quantity and quality of the division. Quantity and quality, Brian. Mm-hmm. Not just one or the other. And I know the injuries have hurt AEW. Britt being out, Statlander being out, those were unexpected. Those people were being pushed. But NXT, after letting Charlotte run roughshod, has fixed themselves in 2 weeks.
My man, Stikelether says, I disagree, Adam. I give it to NXT. That's why you're a Hall of Famer, Stikelether. Hall of motherfucking Famer. Oh.
Stike says, I heard that Cross got involved in one of the finishers. No, he was watching as Keith was celebrating. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that going in. That's a nice build.
Turning a page.
And it makes
Was he wearing a mask?
Well, but it makes me think that Cole is really done. He's going to break up with Undisputed and move on. And maybe they're right about Colby taking some time off to go be with his last kicker.
No, what if they all go? What if they all move up? What if they all because they're all dropping their titles? What if they all leave?
You think they're going to bring the Undisputed up as a faction?
I don't think they separate them. I think if
one
goes up, they all go up.
No, I completely agree. If they're going to take them all, 100%. Right. And look, honestly, there's no room if they're going to bring up new faces and new talent to start to work on the roster and get TV time and get build them up. Eventually, they're going to have to kind of move these guys on.
Yeah, well, with Zelina though, and her little faction going and maybe merging with Randy, it would feel weird right now. Maybe they could do it in a few months.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got 2 awards, guys, of the night for each show, Marked Out and Pettytown on both sides, so it'll be a total of 4. Get yours ready on the board there. Quick plugs for those of you who love us, want to support us. This has been a labor of love for 4 years now. So if you want to support us, throw us a bone, you can go to patreon.com/MOWP. We have 3 tiers of support there. The first one is only $5 a month. It's going to get you access to all of our pay-per-view reaction shows, which we're going to move exclusively over to Patreon. Also, the $10 tier gets you that, plus you can watch our mark-alongs, which right now are all wrestling related, but over time they're not going to be. We're just watching along.
Over time they're still going to be. In addition, we're going to add content outside of wrestling.
To
Right.
the mark-alongs, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. The weekly one will still be a wrestling one, but we're going to add some extra little fun stuff there. And then the $20 tier gets you both of those, but you can also pick stuff that you want to see us mark along to, and we'll send you a free T-shirt at the end of your first month there. So please come out and support us. Once again, that's patreon.com/MOWP. Patreon is patreon.com. And the T-shirt that we're going to give you would be your choice from markedoutgear.com. You can go there, check out our T-shirt line, 10% off with the code MARKEDOUT, all one word. Check us out. Either way, we love the support. Brody?
Yeah.
You got your awards ready?
Not really, but we'll try.
All right. Well, I can go to Brian first.
No, I mean, go
Yeah.
ahead. What's the award?
Yeah, do whatever you got to do, man.
What's first?
Marked Out in Pettytown. So
Marked
Out is first.
Okay.
Both shows.
All right. Marked out for. I mean, how can you not go Keith Lee winning both belts? I mean, that's just if that's the obvious, then I'll give a not obvious one and say the swinging neck breaker by in the women's street fight was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And marked out for AEW. I got to just say, as a wrestling fan, not a pop moment, but as an ultimate for me, the Brody Lee and fucking Colt Cabana storyline really makes me mark out. It really makes me into a wrestling fan. So yeah, I like that one.
Even though it's a parody of real life, it's still very unique. I love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, what's yours?
My marked out for AEW would have to be, dude, fucking that when Ray Phoenix did that destroyer
Damn
from
you
mentioned
stole mine.
before to the outside. Like, I've never seen that before. That was fucking insane.
Brian, I have named it the Springboard Destroyer. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The springing destroyer.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that was
The
fucking
Springer.
insane. And then from on the NXT side, I would have to say not the finish of the Candice Mia match, but that quick little drop kick to when they were fighting on the outside, and Candice taking that back bump, just kind of jumping a few feet back and landing on the table. I thought that was I popped for that.
Yeah,
Really?
she didn't get much of the table.
Yeah.
She did take that back bump, though.
Yeah, come on, Brian. That was gimmicked as fuck. That was your
So
mark.
what?
Okay.
All right.
So what I marked out? You asked me what I marked out for. I marked out for
Obviously,
that.
You're
I
right,
agree
you're
with
right,
Rob.
you're right.
Keith Lee marked out moment, but part of the match that I marked out the most in the Tequila Sunrise that Adam Cole did.
Yeah.
Talk about destroyers on both ends there.
Mhm.
Then on the board, let's see, marked out. Soji says NXT was the Tank running over the leg, and that's because he says only because Lee was spoiled. Don't hate me, guys. You're the one who spoiled it, you jackass. Marked out for NXT, Candice LeRae reminded me of her in PWG, and for AEW, I give it to the return of the FTW title. That's for Stike.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Let's see.
Let me-
Marked out Orange's new theme for Bus. What are you gonna say?
I said, let me bring it back for a second, because we had a conversation when we were watching that I think is worth bringing up now. His fucking logo, his name, his nickname, Limitless, is such a fitting name for Keith Lee. I mean, when's the last time you've seen somebody come through a company and you just realize this one right here is going to be special. This one's going to be like WrestleMania main event champion special. Keith Lee is so fucking talented. They better do him right, because that's the future of the company right there.
I agree. Board, we're going to get ready for your petty towns, so put them up there. I real quickly want to start off, since you guys both stole mine on the marked out, so I'm going to lead off for petty. Petty, for Great American Bash, not advertising a bunch of these matches ahead of time, just throwing them out there, and no Ciampa anywhere, no Cross anywhere. You could have blown that feud off at the end here. I know Ciampa's either injured or kayfabe injured, whatever, but this could have been a bigger moment for that to be thrown in there. And instead of having Cross just looking on, you'd set him up for Keith Lee. By the way, Stike says that there was a second finish shot where Cross got involved in the end. So they did film two finishes. This was the one they showed.
Oh, interesting.
And my petty on Fyter Fest side is the women's division title hunt. Don't understand it. You're supposedly the product is about rankings and who's contenders and what, but I know you got some injuries there, but it's a clusterfuck in your women's division. You have talent there. Figure out how to use them. That's all I'm asking. I'm not shitting on the women's division. I'm shitting on the booking. You've got to get this right. There are good women there, and they're being steamrolled by the booking on NXT. Rob, your petty towns.
My petty town for NXT is not having the motherfuckers wear their masks on the outside of the ring.
Yes.
And
Not even cameramen. Nothing.
Nobody. And my petty town for AEW is it also duplicates that. AEW is just as fucking guilty. And especially while JR and they're up there going, wear your masks. Well, wear your fucking mask. I'm just saying. But my true petty town for AEW is Joey Janela.
Oh.
Dyke says the same there. He says Joey Janela and Reed and Nice are his petty towns. What's yours, Brian?
Haters. On the AEW side, I'm going to have to say just my petty town, just having a squash match. Like I said, this is supposed to be a big event, and just to have Nyla just beat, I know there was a little bit of a story because she had previously already faced them in singles, but still, I would have liked to see something a little bit more. I don't even know who could you put in there though? That's the thing. I don't know who you could replace because they're kind of short on the bench right now, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess one of the girls from Dark. I don't know.
I hope Cage is shown to be legit next week. Is my big thing. We found out that Cody's going to have another open challenge. We found out that Io is going to take on Tegan. That's going to happen next week. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't know if I'm pulling a Rob here and reading into subtleties that'll never happen because 9 months into an 18-month plan, Paul Heyman's let go. But this is starting to actually feel like a Wednesday night war. Like they're starting to go after each other in different ways than they have been until then.
I think
there's
that's fair.
no denying that Vince is acknowledging them now, or Hunter's acknowledging.
He's changing his product after AEW's. I mean, talk about the whole, even when all this shit started, the whole camera angle and the audience, name it.
He booked an eye for an eye match.
Right.
Oh, I didn't even consider that. Yeah, he did.
Which, by the way, apparently you have to actually physically take his eye out.
Shut up.
I swear.
Actually, no, think about this, though.
I swear.
Wait, think about this. We are in a taped era now. If they wanted, they could CGI the motherfucker's eye out.
God.
I would not put it past Vince. Are you telling me that you don't think that he has not at least thought of it or entertained the notion?
Oh, God, no, I'm not putting it past Vince. No, that would be the stupidest thing I could ever do as a wrestling fan, to consider Vince McMahon wouldn't try something absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, AEW did cool things by just having Hardy appear all over. That was cool.
I mean, this is Vince blowing up in a limo, showing up the next week bad. If they're, I mean, you get your eye pulled out. What did they surgically put it back in? Because if they surgically put it back in, what the fuck? When did they fucking invent that? I'm just saying.
But he goes away if Ray's gonna go away.
Well, apparently Ray has been working without a contract, so it sounds like
you can take his eye and you don't and like the limo blow up and we just never see him again. You don't have to have him regrow the eye.
Yeah.
We don't have to have some Frankenstein donor.
Is it gonna be like the Total Recall when they're out on fucking Mars and they're sucking in the Martian air and their eyes are bulging out? Is it gonna be like, or is it gonna be like Hostile?
It's gonna be full circle. Dominic, you know how when they had a ladder match for Dominic's custody?
Yeah.
Now they're gonna put Ray's eye up on the thing, and Dominic's gonna defend in the ladder match to take his eye.
He's gonna have to actually win his match.
You got to get the eye back.
Also, how come they didn't call it an I Quit match? Why did they say I versus I? It should have been an I Quit match.
Oh.
I thought it was a hardcore match.
Homonyms
no,
aren't
get it?
as much
I Quit
fun.
because EYE.
Oh.
Yeah. Homonym, Rob,
okay.
this is my point. Rob didn't get it there because homonyms aren't as much fun on radio, Brian.
That's all right. People smart. We have smart people that listen to this. We have smart listeners.
Petty Town's on the board. Fighter Fest banner.
And then
that's for Soji. He says it's designed by a preschooler. Let's see.
Oh, come on.
Pettytown Soji spoiling the main event last week. That's from Bus.
Motherfucker.
Daniel Price. Pettytown, you're not a Goonie, goddammit. So Rob, you need to get off the boat.
I'm not. I'm in fucking Enterprise right now.
Was that Star Wars?
Gage.
We hate you, Brian. And
Hello,
Stike
number
says
one.
Medusa is his pick for Nyla's manager. Bus earlier said he thinks it's Vicky.
Oh,
I
please.
think
God.
it's Vicky.
Medusa?
It's
No,
Vicky.
please let it be. Please let it be Medusa. Please,
No.
please.
Medusa is Botchamania Gold.
Oh
though.
no, yeah, please. That would be weekly cringe. Please do that. Please, Cody, my man, Cody, my dog, my man. Please, let it be Medusa. I'm begging you. I will never talk trash about Joey Janela again if I can get Medusa as fucking Nyla Rose's manager. I will never talk shit about the Bucks either.
And
Give
the
me
Cody Open Challenge can never end.
Give me Medusa weekly, please. Oh, and no script. Just let her do her, man. Let her do her.
Give her one of those WWE style talk shows where they just put a couch in the ring and give her a mic.
Oh man, just let her go for 20 minutes.
So if you guys have been on the Facebook group, the AEW discussion group, watching us here, if you want to be a part of that, all you have to do is send the admins a request, and they'll let you in. Also, if you are a big fan of meticulous breakdowns of the AEW matches, you can get them with Brian on AEH, which is the All Elite Hour, which is also shown on all of our platforms, YouTube, Podbean, everywhere. So check those out as well. His hosts rotate on there, so you don't get stuck listening to just Brian. He does have co-hosts.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that on you.
And then back Monday we have Rob's show. I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah, we're kind of experimenting with Monday nights because Raw's been kind of so
Yeah, we haven't really covered Raw, but we've talked wrestling, maybe outside the ropes type of.
I think
stuff.
we've had fun the last couple of weeks, just kind of talking about topics of the moment and things that are on our
I
mind.
wouldn't
And
say fun.
Yeah.
I've
Good. No,
it's good.
enjoyed the
I have
discussion.
fun.
I've enjoyed the
I
discussions.
wouldn't say
Right.
fun.
Well, last week we had
man.
trivia, so that was fun, right?
Yeah, that was
we had
fun.
trivia.
That was the only
It's
fun
Glenner.
part.
It's Glennar.
Oh,
It was-
and that
we had
yeah,
Split
so
R.
trivia's fun. Okay,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
But we've had some good deep conversations on Monday, and I think that's okay. That's all right. But so we'll see Monday night. I mean, if Raw gives us, we'll make picks this Monday, right? Predictions.
Oh yeah, for Extreme
For
Rules,
what?
there's a pay-per-view.
Extreme Rules
Oh,
pay-per-view. So
God.
we do predictions. So that will take up all the. We probably won't react to Raw because we'll just do that.
Brian's going to that one.
And I tell you what.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, there, guys. If you want to send us an email, it's markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. Markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. Or you can throw it in our DMs on Twitter @SmartMarkShow. If you have a
Throw it
topic,
in my DMs. We're married.
yeah. If you have a topic you'd like for us to discuss on Monday night, throw it our way. Just because you throw it doesn't mean we're going to talk about it. But maybe somebody has something good that we're like, you know what, yeah. Or you know what, send us your thoughts about the show and about wrestling in general. Maybe we'll do a fucking You Got Mail segment if you guys send us enough. Send us some of your shit, and we'll devote Mondays to you guys. You know, see what you're talking about. Maybe even open up the goddamn phone lines again. We haven't done that in a while.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
But we can't do it till Brian gets back in town because he's taking up the phone line. So, you know, whatever.
Is that why?
Yeah, that's it.
We can't do something. We can figure it out. We can have Greg. He can look at the
Greg
circuit
is
board.
not that smart, and he broke his chopsticks
Very
yesterday.
dumb. He's very dumb.
Listen, you
Very
guys are
dumb.
under. No.
Supply
Oh,
chain,
you're
Brian.
underestimating Greg.
Supply
He is a
chain.
champion.
We can't even
He
get
is
new
strong.
chopsticks for him till next week.
I don't even know if
Bus
it's gonna
says
be next
Monday,
week, brother.
Bus says Monday it should be me discussing Kanye running for president.
Oh God.
I don't want to be here. I'll take
No.
the night off.
Yeah, you
The
don't.
birthday party.
You don't want that from me.
We can throw some politics in there, but any show, and even Rob will agree with me on this one, any show that was politics, Brian and I rely on Rob as our source. So
Yeah.
it's just going to be Rob talking, Brian and I nodding, and occasionally going, wait, I'm dumb. Can you explain what that means,
right,
Rob?
Right.
Yeah.
What do you mean by electoral college?
Yeah.
I'll be like, well,
Wait,
Rob said this.
Wait,
so
my
Rob
vote
said this.
My vote doesn't matter?
Oh, don't ever.
It's only for someone else's vote?
Don't you ever fucking say that to me. Don't ever. All right.
Wait,
Now,
does it count?
yeah, your fucking vote counts, jackass.
Oh.
Sorry, I get emotional. I didn't mean to call you jackass. I love you.
No, it's
The only
it's
thing that
appropriate.
doesn't count is your fandom of sports teams, Brian.
Yes.
Well,
Especially yours.
I do like the shitty ones:
You-
Mets, Jets, Islanders.
Yeah.
Knicks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shit. You couldn't
can't
have
really
picked the
defend it.
ones that have won things like the Rangers, the Giants.
No, man. Well, I was alive in '86, so Mets, and I wasn't there for the Islanders.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was still Seaman, but '86, I was 1 year old for the Mets. I was fucking partying and doing lines off Doc Gooden's back and stuff. It was cool.
Is
I'm glad you said
that
back.
proper?
I'm glad you said back, which is still in itself not very appropriate.
You say 1 year old? I thought you say 1 year old.
1 year old.
Singing.
There's
You
no
said
mo-
1
Did I
year.
say 1 year?
Isn't that multiple?
1
Check
year
the
old.
tape.
I was a year old.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's even
Partying
better.
with the 86 Mets.
Forever. Yeah, English. Speak
Thank you.
American. Damn it.
Yeah.
Wow, way to end on a high note.
Right
Anyway,
there.
guys, thanks for joining us. Tune in next time. Same smart time, same smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by U-Record Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's Ravepro.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network.